Hello everybody, and welcome back to Middle-earth in the ultimate episode of our Snow Orcs campaign. Only one turn has passed since you last saw us. We've got a couple of battles to do, and then we're gonna skip ahead again. Orcs! We begin with Voronwe, whose army is very small, but who is reinforced by High Lord Kirdan, who defeated us in the last episode, but who will probably not be so fortunate this time. I don't know, it could be that interesting. Let's take him on. Yeah, this army is rather tiny. Their largest unit is also their scariest, though. And this army over in the corner is just standing still. I mean, we did attack them. Just have to advance. Okay, now they're coming up to meet us. Of course. Well, there goes our guy. Okay, well, it's been hard fought, but now we're down to using the archers as infantry, and the elves barely have anything left, so it's winding down, and we can start rolling up their line. Such as it is. It's not even a line anymore. It's a bunch of little tiny islands that are quickly sinking. Insofar as we can keep our own guys in the fight, that is. What? We had wargs left this whole time? Come on, all these attacks of opportunity, get him. I have no idea how many hit points Kirjan has. I'd be willing to wager probably more than average. Okay. Fast speed. There he goes. Okay. Acceptable. Orcs versus elves versus the elven faction leader, in fact. And we lost, technically, fewer than they did. It's about half our army, little over half our army. Those are good odds for orcs.
We destroyed the enemy!
That we did. Of course. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna get a siege of Mithlond after all. Well, they're not around anymore.
Get ready for fighting!
Their faction is dead. Dead like our general.
Pick your feet up! Attack! Chop them to pieces!
Not very good odds. Still, these troops are considerably weaker than what they were fielding when they were a faction.
Listen up! Regroup, you louts! Attack! Destroy them!
I kind of want to auto-resolve that. Yeah, let's do it.
We destroyed the enemy!
There will be time to see the settlement later. In other campaigns, And they had watchtowers, which shows us where the dwarves are. Nice.
Move!
And there's the High Elves dead, and we have our first warm water port. The other battle for this turn is down here.
Listen up!
Crimp, conqueror of Dol Guldur and vanquisher of the last remnants of Lothlorien, is going to face off against Captain Gazrad and Nagrat.
Have a taste of my blade!
We will.
Kill them all!
Rather sizable forces, not necessarily the most formidable. And we are expected to attack uphill. How lovely. So basically we need to move as soon as the battle starts. And of course get our trolls on in there. It is some really nice topography. I would very much like to be on the other end of it.
Defeat seems almost certain. Captured the enemy's general!
Second army's coming in. Our wargs are quite tired, but not so tired that they can't engage. Oh wait, here come their trolls. We can shoot those. No. Very tired, exhausted, very tired. Bye-bye. Okay, get ready for an even bigger chain route. There we go. Chase them all down. Hopefully that ought to do it. Yeah, those armies should both be dead. And Crimp, the conqueror of Dol Guldur, is something of a hero, at least as orcs go. Man, we healed a lot of our losses too. 400. Pretty cool. Kill them all. He'll just go right back to Mordor, like the Nazgul. Improved with the Aradunaim. They are at war with Mordor. Interesting.
No sleeping here!
Okay, well, that was satisfying and rewarding.
Pick your feet up!
Now, however, I have some turns to end, some bookkeeping to engage in, and basically I will see you when it's time to kill the dwarves. It's time to kill the dwarves. Hello, hi. Let's do the thing. This is just Ered Luin, but this should be one dwarven faction gone when I'm done, and then there'll just be one left. This morning, the game scared the piss out of me. It kept refusing to start. I checked vanilla, and vanilla started fine. But AGO, for some reason, just would not start, kept encountering some kind of error. And I thought this was gonna have to be the end of the series, so I was like, okay, guess this is it then. But finally it started up, and now here we are, killing off one of the dwarven factions, and entering into the midpoint of this series' last episode. And I'm honestly rather relieved. I definitely want to actually achieve victory, not just have this huge white blob on the map and say, well, guess I did enough. No, not what I want. Not at all. I haven't achieved victory conditions since the Rohan campaign.
Objective
What? Where did that come from? Oof. They have a ballista. There we go. Okay. Okay, melee time. Huh. Oh boy. I needed to turn the timer off, didn't I? Otherwise, we're never gonna win this. Great. Great, 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 great. Okay, well, their faction should be dead even if we don't get the settlement. I hope. Yeah, we got both of them.
Our men are in command of the city.
Come on, crunch them. What? Where do you... Oh, right. Okay. Of course. Long-beard phalanx. Need to hurry, need to kill them faster. We've got less than 2 minutes left. Oh, when it comes time to kill Eredluin, we really need to take the timer off. Highest priority, or we're never gonna do it. Yep. Exterminate. Yep.
I'll rip off your head and spit down your neck.
Grolin is a rebel now.
Listen up.
Attack!
That, of course, does not mean he'll be any easier to deal with when I finally do. But it won't be right now. Hey, they already had all those watchtowers put up for us. Thank you, dwarves. What bad manners you showed me before. What? Why does Brog have the one ring? Oh my god. Maybe he looted it from... Well, that's very bad news for Sauron. Now, I would also like to fight this battle on screen. Largely just because it's cool. Going to empty Strondost and leave Dorwinion with only 2 settlements, one of which is this island over here. Well, that sure was laggy. I love it when that works out. Nice.
Hell yes!
Ah. My favorite thing. This used to be exactly what I would go for. Not just in Third Age Total War, but in basically every mod or version of Medieval 2. Just stack them up on a bridge and hit them with a catapult. Yes, it does result in a lot of friendly fire, but these are just Black Shield warriors. Very, very good at what they do, but what they do has nothing special about it. Of course, they are actually doing us good service at the moment, whereas our shield walls are just kind of standing there getting shot at by Dorwinian's superior range. No, I do not love that. Not a lot to do about it, though. They're sending in their cavalry. Something to shoot at. There goes their captain. Well, yeah, it's gotta be the first one, right? Because the second army is just kind of standing still out here. Look at the carnage! It's gonna be really interesting to check out how many kills the catapult got at the end here. Okay. Forget guard mode. Just get them. Crunch time! Well, it's entirely possible that some of them may escape, and we won't actually be able to snag the settlement. But we will so weaken the garrison that it'll be relatively easy to take afterward. Run them all down. What are you hanging up on? Okay, now it's time to get the rest of them. Of course. Well, that'll go great. Meanwhile, everything else is going great. Okay, well, it looks like a couple of us caught up to him. Ow. The problem with this is that they're all right up against the border of the battlefield, which means that when they rout, they'll run right back into the city. Can't say I appreciate that. Some of these are going better than others.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Okay, there he goes. Naharim. Finally. Yeah. I think they should both be dead. I don't know. We'll find out. That is a very juicy stew pot.
We've destroyed the enemy!
Yeah, it's empty. Okay, very good. Very, very good. Oh shit, I was gonna check out who killed the most. Fuck. I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, let's check out our new DaCs.
Attack!
37,000 from looting. But we're gonna have to exterminate. Okay, well, there's those two things taken care of. I'll get back to you when it's time to declare victory. Assuming, that is, that the mod will start for me.
Come on!
So that happened. So let's handle it. Some nice opening shots. Very nice. Gonna try some cavalry shenanigans. Always I am forgetting the music. Really? Gotta love how much we're lagging. Oh boy, did you levies fuck up. Oh boy, did you catapults fuck up. Oh my god. Okay, well, they're on the anvil. Time to smite them. Are you trying to... This will have to do. Die.
No sleeping here!
I don't suppose I'd happen to have a spy handy. I do. It's all elves in there. And not too many.
Come and get me, you coward!
Listen up!
Come on! Kill them all! Destroy them! No sleeping here!
Anybody else handy?
Listen up!
No sleeping here! Or
Only these wargs can reach us.
pick your feet up! Regroup, you louts!
Listen up!
And these ones.
Come on! Regroup, you louts! Attack!
That does not shift it enough that we'd be able to auto-resolve. Not on very hard difficulty. However, that doesn't mean you have to watch the battle. Except for this. And this. And of course that. And that about sums it up.
We've destroyed the enemy!
Exterminate. And just like that, they only have one settlement left, which we might be able to take out this turn.
Regroup, you lot! No sleeping here!
How may I serve? Orders.
Pick your feet up! Pay attention! Get ready for fighting! Kill them all! Chop them to pieces!
So I guarantee this can be done. I'm gonna have to save the game to see if we can auto-resolve it, though. We could not. perks of very heavy armor and good shields. Even if the shields are just rip-off Isengard shields. And they are dead. Obviously, we have to exterminate. That he is. Chopping block.
What about their legs? They don't need those.
Oh! More Mordor troops, even though we're at war with Mordor and have the One Ring. I don't know, I guess maybe the One Ring allows us to make them? But perhaps we are now making our own orcs and trolls and such, since we have the One Ring and our supply from Mordor has been cut off. I don't fucking know. This game doesn't even have female generals. I think logistics might be a bit much to expect. As I said, Dorwinion is gone. And so is their sheep farming. And that, once again, leaves just the dwarves. But a thing happened. So, you see, because we found the One Ring, basically everybody except for Enid Wythe declared war on us. And Enid Wythe broke their alliance. And for that reason, we need to move fast before they declare war on us.
Yes, Lord.
What is it you wish to discuss?
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. very demanding. Yes, it is. How about 300,000? Still demanding. But you're bankrupt. Would you consider it? They would.
I accept this wonderful deal with pleasure.
They did it. Okay, good.
Well, that seemed fruitful. Farewell.
It was for me, and I will. Oh god, we got no garrisons anywhere. It's okay. It's okay. The important thing is the ability to assassinate their faction.
A warrior, not a diplomat.
But they have all these armies. Fucking Enid Wythe. I prepared this. Oh my god, I can't even reach. Harlond, however, is not in the same boat.
Pay attention! Or
Because I had those guys chilling in a boat. No wargs in this army, though.
we
Perhaps.
have completed an
Aha.
objective. Come on!
So even if Dolvorn rebels a little bit, they still can't take it back in one turn. Oh, we did get a garrison in Tharbad. A bunch of orc fighters.
Listen up!
It's a lot better than nothing.
Orcs! Oh,
And this one we can reach even with infantry.
come on!
Better send more.
No sleeping here! Oh! Orcs! Oh!
Excellent. We are probably going to lose a lot of these right back to them, but not all of them.
No sleeping here!
Okay, I'll see you in a bit when things are a little more dealt with. Okay, so, things are not in a much better situation. Well, in one way, they are in a much better situation. However, we are gonna lose all these settlements. There's no way around that, at least some of them. We are gonna be able to keep some, like, obviously Harlond. That one was never going to be lost. The important thing, however, is to keep the settlements, when they rebel, from revolting back to Enid Wythe. And on that front, I have some very good news, because most of the armies that were clustering around Lond Dair fucked off, went elsewhere. If I recall correctly, I did the runaround and got them to lose their movement. And that left Lond Dair wide open to be attacked. It is still their last settlement, so if we can handle these two armies at once, we are golden. I grant you this is a large army, and Enid Wythe is as overpowered as it has ever been. However, there is a very clever, devious little cheese that we can use to get around that. Just night attack. You call this night? Now if only it wasn't for these towers. That's better. Fucking timer. Okay, let's have the archers finish that. Too slow. Okay, just send in the infantry. Oh my god, there's this hill right here. kinda like what I've been doing with the Dorwinian campaign. Yeah, you have reached the point at which I had already started that before recording this. It's been like a couple of weeks since the last time I worked on this episode. I hope you like it, because it's taking months. Oh shit. They're actually throwing javelins. Well, that's what they get for it. Yowza. Maybe we should stand back a little. You know, just a little bit. And as long as we're not going in there, we may as well bring the catapult into range. Because that's about all they're good for at this point. Realistically, that catapult's not going to see any more action in this campaign. They may as well soak some javelins. Although, it looks like there may not be any more javelins left to soak pretty soon here. Shoot this. Okay, shoot this.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Ooh. I may, at some point, attempt the Dunedain campaign again, but smarter. Because I've figured some more stuff out about the game since that absolute clusterfuck. I have learned, for example, that you cannot premise an entire campaign on just sallying. It's a good tactic, but not enough on its own. This might be the unit their general's in.
The battle is very much in our favor. Victory will be ours.
Nope. It's gotta be this one. Which, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Shield hold. There he goes. Yep, that's, actually pretty good. Especially considering we were attacking. So, say you're designing a city, and you're like, well, we'll just have to follow the terrain to some extent. And this hill, this hill, is here like this. Let me ask you, keeping the defense of your community in mind, do you A, leave the hill how it is and build the wall where it's gonna be anyway? Or do you B, flatten out the hill, or better yet, find a way to use it to your advantage? Or at the very least, build the wall higher? Look, the work on the settlements in this mod is phenomenal. A lot of very hard hours have obviously gone into it, and they have paid dividends. That said, this is still Medieval 2 we're talking about, and well, there's always going to be room for improvement. DaC, good as it is, much as I love it, has a lot of that. Ah man, only 6? Sorry guys, it's going to be a shallow pot tonight. Never mind. I was wrong. We're exterminating. I think this is it's one of those bug things. Yeah, see? Finally. And honestly, that feels pretty good. Okay, well, I was just going to do that and then put off the final battle with the dwarves until another day. But you know what? Before I do that, actually, I'm gonna ramble a little bit about the Lord of the Rings mod I feel we all deserve, okay? So, what am I talking about? I'm talking about a mod where making it through a year passes 52 turns. Yeah, you heard me right. 1 turn per week. Okay, the entirety of the trilogy takes place over the course of what, a year? I just feel like we're covering too big a span of time, considering that so little of that time is directly connected to our source material. At the very earliest, I think we should start the mod at Bilbo's birthday party. Any earlier than that is just, like, I'm not saying there was nothing interesting going on at the time, but I really do not see the need to go back that far in time to get an authentic and satisfying Lord of the Rings experience. 52 turns per year, and like, start us out a year or two before Frodo sets out. And yes, that might make for a bit of an unusual campaign for Medieval 2, but you know what? Any Lord of the Rings mod is already going to be an unusual campaign for Medieval 2. So why not just do that and experiment and glory in what it can allow us to do? And for what it can allow us to do, I don't know that this would actually be possible, but theoretically, it might be possible to suppress marriage, to just eliminate the taking of wives and the suitable husbands and the necessity of the family tree. Because while theoretically some scripted characters already in existence might come of age during that time, nobody's going to be having children that grow up and join the fight on the battlefield. Nobody's going to be growing old. Okay, it's just that snapshot of time that we see in the books, plus a little bit of wiggle room around the edges. And if nobody's getting married, then there's no awkward lore-averse inferences of female generals taking wives. Now, personally, I'm all in favor of female generals taking wives, but I don't... It would feel out of place in a Lord of the Rings mod, unless specifically written and scripted to make sense in that instance. But if there's no marriage, then there's no reason not to have female generals. Like duh. And if there's female generals, then we can have Eowyn, and we can have Arwen, and we can have Tauriel. Because, quite frankly, even if she was a kinda lackluster OC developed just for the sake of the Hobbit trilogy, the whole thing about that is that her character deserved better. She deserved better lines, and she deserved better than a love triangle. And with the power of mods, we could give her that. As regards technology... Wait. What is this?
Sleeping here. I'm gonna stick you.
Oh. Well, I guess I could fight that while I ramble. So like in the books and movies, technology is a big fucking deal. It's very not advanced, and the evil factions tend to have the most advanced ones. You say siege equipment and a Gondorian is like, oh, you mean a ram? Maybe a tower? Some ladders? Oh, you don't think they'll have ladders, do you? And then Saruman's making, like, gunpowder or something. And Mordor has ballistas and catapults, and in the films, Minas Tirith has trebuchets, but there just isn't that much lobbing machinery going on. And what there is generally in the hands of orcs. In Isengard's army, it was kind of a big deal that we got pikes and crossbows. Personally, I am not a big fan of that. In the books, it's just, oh, hey, they also have trolls. Okay, that's okay. In the books, it's like a little bit overwhelming, the kinds of shit that the enemy brings to the field. There's implication that stuff like that just hadn't been seen ever. It was a weird, perverse kind of creativity on the hands of Saruman and Sauron. But in the movies, it's all over the place, and in this mod, Like, we're basically playing a Renaissance mod, okay? I'm honestly a little bit surprised that we don't have gunpowder units, because Numenor was really steampunk, and we do have steel bowmen, so why don't we just go the extra mile and have the steel bowmen be matchlocks? I am being facetious, of course. I would be extremely displeased if that happened. Please don't discover my wargs. I don't want you to find them. So far, so good. 15% just by the trolls. Oh, these ones are even closer. Why did I hide my boys so close? Well, you know what? This could actually be perfect, because they're not sending the whole army forward. It's basically just their archers. So may as well spring the trap while they've isolated themselves. Divide and conquer and all that. Defeat in detail. Also, Total War always does spears wrong. I want to do justice by spears, okay? The spear and shield was by far the most common combination for infantry in the Middle Ages, and that's for a reason. It was good. Say it with me. Spears, good. Creative Assembly never got that, except maybe in Shogun. As for the shield wall, you know I've got my issues with this. It should always be spear units that have the shield wall ability, but personally, I'm not convinced that there should even be a shield wall designation, because it's the default formation for infantry that were trained to use it. And honestly, you can basically achieve shield wall status by giving an infantry unit the appropriate statistics. So basically what I want to do for infantry is I want to spreadsheet out the different stats that go into making one, and I want to have a system of like a shield's size category plus its material category equals the total shield statistic, and then I have no idea how much control the modder has over like how much extra attack you get from experience, but if you can change it, I think that experience should be a huge deal. Like, give a unit 2 extra experience when they hit a new experience category. I have left you isolated. I am sorry. They brought a lot of archers to this fight, didn't they? And I still didn't turn the timer off. I'm a goober. Anyway, I just, like, the focus should be on infantry and on shield walls, and maybe there could be some pike units, but preferably not many. And while archery is supposed to be really good in Middle-earth, how it is implemented I think should be seriously reevaluated, especially with regards to armor. Also, there's just too much armor. But back to what the modder can mod, if it's possible to change how much upgraded armor changes your stats, then for absolute certainty, we should basically start most units out with like no armor, and then when you upgrade their armor once, it makes a huge difference, like 2-3 points, and they get a gambazon or something. And then you upgrade it again, and it jumps up 2 or 3 points, and they get chainmail. And then at the very end, maybe on a tier 3, if you've got like a Dwarven or Numenorian or Elven Foundry or something, then you can get plate armor for a grand total of 6 or 9. Huge, huge deal. And that should be the reason why you prioritize industry, because that's how you get good troops. I don't really have a big problem with siege equipment like catapults and ballistas being in the game, but they should be the end game. There should not be this race to get better and better infantry or your best archers or whatever. Are you sending... Oh boy. You thought that was my only warg unit. Well, you were mistaken. Yeah, you waver.
The battle is very much in our favor.
Now find another place to hide. Well, we have not done jack all with our incoming reinforcements, so maybe I should just like grab the hill and See if that does anything. Tell you what it could do, if I'm not careful, is it could empty the settlement. And the army I started out with could lose its movement points, and then Mordor gets a free settlement. Oh no. But it still wouldn't matter, because all I have to do to win the campaign is take the Dwarves' last city. So in this hypothetical sub-mod, you would have most of your potential roster from the beginning. Also, settlements should not get more population, or rather the increase should be very slow. Why am I just standing around waiting for the timer to run out? We need to actually fight these guys. Okay. Screw tactics. Even if we lose this battle, it won't matter. So like your full infantry roster, your full cavalry roster, insofar as you even have a cavalry roster, which most of the factions in Middle-earth should not. That's actually one area where the Orcish factions would have a major advantage, is they're supposed to have wargs. At least the goblins of the Misty Mountains are supposed to have wargs. And like Isengard and stuff. But the deal is that those troops that you start the game with are not going to have the best equipment. Also, recruitment, well, okay, for some units it should take very little time at all, but their replenishment should be slow, like the knights in stainless steel. Whereas a fresh levy of, well, levies should take like 2 months to train, so 8 turns. But there will always be another one ready as soon as you're done training them. And the deal with having settlements not get a lot of population back is that once they're exterminated, that's like it. You're never gonna grow them back. It's gonna completely change the face of how you play the game. Oh, we're routing! Huh. Go figure. Well, that can sometimes happen. And some units, like, you'll have them in your roster, but they won't actually be recruitable, because the ones that you start the game with are all you're gonna get. They're never coming back. Looking at you, elves. So, for that, think along the lines of veterans of Beleriand. Okay? People who fought Morgoth and survived losing. What are you... Okay. Okay. Tough motherfuckers like Glorfindel. And obviously bodyguards should not be recruitable. Except by getting a man of the hour. Or maybe bodyguards suck and you have to upgrade them like levies. You're just standing around with your... Oh my god. With your butt flap out. There was that absolutely gorgeous dress that they put Liv Tyler in, and they had her fighting at Helm's Deep, but they chickened out because they hadn't been trained yet on like cancel culture and shit. online. They hadn't been trained to ignore the misogynists out there. They got all this criticism when images of it leaked, and like she was in tears, and they just decided we gotta cave to the pressure. And look, I understand. Like it's probably for the better for the films generally. Well, no. You know what? Actually, no. That decision. Like the decision in the first place to have her there may not have been the best one, but changing it mid-swing was undeniably worse for the series. So, fuck what I was gonna say originally. It actually would have been much better to go ahead and have Arwen at Helm's Deep fight me. However, with that said, even though having Arwen at Helm's Deep doesn't make a whole lot of sense from a narrative perspective, and I'm kind of glad that's not the official version, the footage has got to still be out there, and frankly, I want that footage, okay? I want that version of Helm's Deep. And I want Arwen as a general. If you've got the dress, you might as well use it. And it's a nice dress. Here you can see yet another example of my stellar micro skills. Just kind of... I'm acting like the AI, actually. You can't treat me like Zuko. I guess what I'm trying to say here is AGO is supposed to be an overhaul for a bunch of stuff, and it is an overhaul for a bunch of stuff, but I do not find it satisfactory. I want more, and some of what I'm asking for wouldn't even be hard to implement. Yeah, this is this is not my best battle. Case in point, so much friendly fire, oh my god. Pikes are nice, I like pikes. I love pikes, as a matter of fact. However, we're in a situation where basically every faction except most of the Orcish factions have pikes. It just doesn't feel... It doesn't feel like Lord of the Rings to me. While I love that style of battle, it's not what I go to Lord of the Rings for. As for the AI, there's not a whole lot that can be done, but there are mods out there that do significantly improve the performance of the AI, and if the AI is improved that much to make it smarter, then it doesn't have to be so stupidly cheesily overpowered. Because a smarter AI doesn't need to cheat as much. Like the AI of stainless steel pairs really well with the way they've got their stats set up. It's a very fun time. Now if only there was a way to go through and delete all the duplicate units where it's like, well, they had both a spear and a sword historically, but it takes forever to change from spear to sword, so we just made two versions of the unit. One of them has a spear and one of them has a sword. And of course, the sword unit is the unit that gets the shield wall formation. Because why bother with spears? Nobody likes spears.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
I'm not bitter. Yeah, that's a dead army. Okay. Again, not my best battle, but it'll do. Die. Now see, this time it makes sense.
Listen up!
Yeah. One more general. Which is one more than we had before.
Orcs! Come on! We have completed an objective!
Yes, we have. Okay, theoretically the next time we see each other will be, hopefully, fighting the dwarves. But you'll find out in a second or two here, even though it's gonna be days or weeks for me. Once again, time has passed. We, in fact, did lose a bunch of Enedwythian settlements to rebellion, but if I were to keep playing, it would only be a matter of time before we took those back. And Sauron keeps on banging his head against us as if that's going to do anything for him. None of that matters, however, because we have arrived at the end of the campaign. This will be the final battle, because as you might notice, King Balmir has to win in order to survive, and we have... I mean, sure, this may not be the best odds, but it's good enough. Basically, if I lose this battle, I'm just going to fight it over again, because I'm ready to be done. So let's go! Okay, so we've corner camped massively here, and that's because this is where the good terrain is. If these hills had been available in the more toward the middle of the map, I would have gone toward the middle of the map, but this is where the advantage is that we need to win. And you might be thinking, won't this terrain give their archers a significant advantage over ours? And the answer is yes. Yes, it will. And that's one reason why we sneak a unit of wargs around back, because they have a ballista and I want to take that out early. Like that. So, since I recorded the last section, there has been talk on the DaC forum. Well, I don't think it's talk, actually. I think, if I remember correctly, they made an announcement that they're planning to put Galadriel in the campaign as a general. And I am psyched about that. Of course, I still want the other two very much, the other three, but if we just get Galadriel, I will take the W. It's been a long time coming.
Our men are in command of the castle.
It happens. So, I think I've had orcs wrong this whole time. At least in one way, and that is... I thought that they had immortality the same way elves do. Whereas apparently, if anything, they have shorter lives than humans. I've had that wrong basically my whole life. Presumably, Mazog is a bulldog in terms of this narrative. Ah, hey! King Balmer. Whatever will your guys do without you? Yeah, they know. They know. This is going considerably better than the times I failed. Well, that sure didn't pan out. I was hoping we could get these guys to rout, but we are just as tired as they are. So it looks like we're probably going to have to abandon the town square as usual, because the distraction isn't working. Down here, however, the battle is going magnificently. Okay, get out of there. You guys came back.
Our men no longer command the castle.
Surprise, surprise. What? Nope, nope, nope. Get away from those. Carl, that kills people. Okay.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Good. You guys are still going for the wargs. Okay. Here we go, round 2. That sure is a lot of dead dwarves. I think round 1 went pretty well for us. We are quite tired, but I think they are more so. Ow, come on, guys. I need a skirmish mode for you.
Only half our force remains.
Couple more of those charges. Honestly, all we really have to do is wait for the timer to run out. Because they are sallying, we are defending, and their king is already dead. Even if we hadn't already killed him, he would die just from not winning. There goes the other one. Boom! Yeah, you wanna know what beats dwarves? Elevation.
The battle is very much in our favor. Victory will be ours. The battle is very much in our favor. Victory will be ours. The day comes to an end. There's nothing else we can do.
Oh. Well, I'm pretty sure we won that. Die. Exterminate. That was a lot of hassle for just this, not even any video. Conquered half the map, Empire extends from Mordor's butt to Lindon, to what's left of Baleria, and victory! You have won this game! All your people celebrate this victory. Would you like to continue and gain even greater glory? No, 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 I would not. I'm planning on not making a cinematic for this episode, just because I'm really exhausted. I'm all burnt out on orcs, sorry. Evil factions just aren't as much fun. Playing an evil faction as a good faction is great, but I don't think that's possible with any of the orcish ones. But you could definitely do that with any of the evil human factions. I did it with the Aradunaim. You could theoretically do it with Rune. You could do it with Harad. Khand is designed for it, because they have the choice of whether you go good or evil. Orcs, however, are just completely screwed. Can't be good. I began this campaign speculating about the origins of the orcs, and how I actually think that all of Tolkien's assertions about them can coexist and are not mutually exclusive. How they can be created by Melkor out of sludge and grime, but also reproduce after the fashion of man, and be elves who turned to the dark side. And along about the episode where I talked about fascism, I started rereading the Silmarillion to see if there was anything in there that would contradict me. So far, nothing. But the chapter about Aule and Yavanna, surprisingly to me, actually wound up backing me up more than I would have expected. Orcs are not mentioned in there, but that's the story of how the dwarves came to be. Basically, in it, Aule creates the dwarves, and they can move around and have their own characteristics and stuff, but they're like puppets. Automata. They are completely under Aule's control and cannot move without his control. Because they don't have souls. They're not people, they're action figures, basically. And Eru tells him to smash them with a hammer, and he picks up a hammer to do it, and they flinch away. And Iluvatar's like, they're doing that because I gave them souls, basically. And then he tells him, yeah, I will allow the dwarves to exist, but they can't come before the elves and men. So, if Melkor makes goblins out of sludge and grime, he would be able to make them move around and do stuff, but they wouldn't have free will, they wouldn't have souls, until and unless elven souls were put into them. This is not confirmation of my theory, but it certainly does not contradict it. Well, I would say that this had been a fun campaign, but, not really. It started fun, but it did not stay fun. Basically, empires are just very miserable to administrate. You might think conquerors would get the hint, but nope. People keep trying bullshit. I did start modding, and I've constructed some kind of map that vaguely resembles the world that my book takes place in, at least enough that more can be done with it. I've managed to put all the vanilla factions onto that map, and I have been populating it with a bunch of settlements. And if I myself take all the advice that I gave earlier in this episode for modding, then it could potentially come out pretty fun to play. If you would like to get involved in helping mod that, then I'll probably just use my Raven Shadow Discord for it. It's still very, very sparsely populated. I haven't really done much with it. Mostly I just post my videos on there when they come out. But you know, I would very much like to get things moving and create something. I don't really want to pull somebody's attention away from a bigger, more established mod, so if you've got plenty to do, maybe stick to what you're doing. But if you're interested in learning to mod, or if you're already learning to mod, maybe join the Discord, huh? And talk to me on there, and we'll see if there's anything to do. As of recording this, I'm still only just inching close to the first tier of monetization. I don't have 500 subscribers yet. I've got like 13 to go. So if you're not subscribed, please, for the love of dogs, subscribe. Although, to be honest, the viewership of this series is so low that if you're watching it, you're probably already subscribed. But yes, the Snow Orc campaign is finally done now, and I can start thinking about what I might want to do next. And in terms of what would get me the most popularity, I'm afraid the answer is Gondor. It's not that I dislike Gondor, in fact I love Gondor, but I was hoping to keep it rather lower on my list. But yeah, there it is. Here's the series is done. I'm glad it was great, and I'm sorry it sucked, and I will see you in Dorwinion, and I will see you in whatever else I do. There's probably going to be more Silmarillion content coming out. No, not probably. There is going... Well, for when this comes out, When this video comes out, I don't know, maybe not. But I can tell you this much, there will definitely be campaigns in Silmarillion when Silmarillion releases. When Silmarillion has a playable campaign. That much I can definitely promise you. But until whatever I do next, you know what to do, friends. Play well.